Okay, so I'm currently watching a police body cam video, but I kind of had this thought cross my mind. But I've been doing this thing recently where my granny, she brings home like cases of soda, um, and before she would bring home cases. Oh no, she did the same thing like months ago too, where she would do the same thing, but they were like canned sodas. Um, but and I also don't think I have much. I At times, I don't think I have self control, but at other times, I think I have very good discipline. But even I don't think it's just discipline. I think it's just it doesn't feel like I have discipline. It feels more so that I guess I'm just telling myself no, which I guess could be the same thing, but it doesn't. To me, it doesn't feel like I'm doing this and thinking I'm disciplined. I'm just not doing. This doesn't make any sense. But I can go for a while with just doing like healthy things, I guess. You know, working out, eating um good or okayish. Oh, excuse me. Um and not eating a lot, you know. Oh, sorry, I burped again. Sorry. Um but then so like I guess recently I've just um I don't treat myself very well. I mean, I never have, but it's never been like this bad physically. But she brings home these cases of soda, and they're the big like liter bottles, right? And I'm doing this thing recently where I'll get 1 liter, I'll drink some of it, and then I'll pour the rest of it in my big uh water container, well liquid container. So I just have a giant liquid thing of soda, and then I drink it all in like 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, um, but I'll do it like maybe like twice a week or something. You know, it's not like an everyday thing, but it's more often than I've ever drank soda in like years, basically. Um, but I don't like it, but I've also just gotten in the habit of doing it, and it tastes good, like most liquids and foods, you know. And I don't work out anymore, so it's just calories and pounds and everything. And it's not like super bad where I'm fat essentially, but I am noticeably bigger. Not in a way where like my face is plump, but it's not as slim as it used to be pretty much, if that makes sense. It's not as slim as it was like 6 months ago, pretty much. You know. And it's not even that hard to fix. I just have to stop eating and drinking like I do. Soda, not like alcohol. But um yeah, and then just working out. And it can be as simple as just doing cardio. Pretty much. I can just go outside, jump rope, like get up in the morning and then go outside, jump rope and then come in and shower and then yeah. Um but I don't know, it's just and I have yet to clear off my bed. Half of my bed is just covered with shit. Well, really it's like a quarter of it's covered with stuff. It's like it's papers and there's markers and Q-tips, and there's like that. You know those wooden like figures that you sit on like a metal stand thing on like a metal rod stand. I have one of those that I don't know what I'm gonna do with yet. I just bought it on an impulse buy, and then I have one of those big sketchbook notebook things, and I have tea, like in like the box, the tea bags in the box, and pins, and my D&D player's handbook that I have yet to look through. A bunch of small notebooks and paper and earbuds, string earbuds that actually don't really work anymore, or like one of them works. I don't even know why I have them actually. Um, but yeah, so like when I sleep, I just sleep kind of like on the back side of my bed, pretty much on like one side. And also, I hate that I have this bed. I don't I don't want this, but it's not mine to give away. They kind of just put it in here because they got rid of the couch that was here originally when I first got here, and then now it's a bed in here. Um, and I'm just thinking about how I don't really want to be here in general, and I don't. You know, I would actually much rather live out of a van, keep it parked in that parking lot up the street, and just live up there, live out the van. Um, go to the laundry place to wash my clothes and oh, excuse me, and then work at the job in the same parking lot. Or I could just buy a van, park it in the back, in the backyard here, and then just do what I normally do, walk to and from work. Uh, but just live off the van instead of living inside of here. Cause I don't know. I don't know. I know what I want to do long term, or I guess like what I want to do slash have long term. But in terms of living, I never really know. You know, I don't want a lot of space, but I do want space. If that makes sense. I think there's also well, I don't think I know there's also there's always a part of me that just wants to punish myself pretty much. You know, the part that can never forgive itself for past actions that caused suffering. You know, I know what I want and what I want for the future, but I don't know. It just feels. I don't think I like being here. I don't think I like it. I don't. I don't. On the upside, I have like a plan, you know, or not really, but like a vague plan thing. I'm gonna buy wood and buy a little mini wood cutting tools and cut the planks to make cubes. I don't know if they'll be actual perfect cubes or they'll be like more like rectangles. It just depends on how big and wide the planks are because you can easily make 100 cubes out of one plank. But if I could make like 120 or like 150, then I'll just buy enough cubes to make to end up with twice as much as I would normally do. But the goal is to get is to do either is to do 1,000 or 2,000 or maybe even 3,000. But the goal is to make $10,000, and the cheaper I control the cubes to get to that goal, the easier. Because yes, I could carve them and sell them for $10, or I could carve them and sell them for $3 or $1 and make $10,000. Well, not $1, but if I have 1,000 cubes and sell them for $10, that's $10,000. If I have 2,000 cubes and sell them for $5, half the price, you know, $5, I can still make $10,000. You know, and if I have 3,000, I can sell them for $2. You know, and then I'll end up with, or no, if I have 3,000, I'll sell them for $3, pretty much. You know, but it just depends on it depends on how many I make. You know, and there's also the struggle of, do I do it in person, or do I sell them in person, or should I sell them online? And the only reason I kind of just wouldn't want to do it online is because I don't want to deal with having to show my face to do it, if that makes sense. But I mean, I guess you don't have to do that, you know. But personally, I just don't want my face online because I don't want to have to look at my face. You know? I don't care about people knowing who I am. I just don't want to look at my fucking face. You know? It might sound normal or it might sound sad, and I don't know. I don't really care. I just don't want to deal with looking at my fucking face. I can't cut it off, you know? So it's kind of stuck there. And that would end up just bringing that would bring more judgment and more eyes. But anyways, I have to treat myself better. I have to treat my body better. $10,000 would really help. And that's basically like, what, a um month's worth of work, pretty much. You know, because when I think of like cutting wood and like using that machine that's like on the tape the table saw, I think that's what it is. I forgot. I used it like one time in a wood shop class in like middle school, and then I helped my granny's friend do it once too, with some wood he was cutting. But I mean, shit, I might end up just buying one of those, or buying like a small one, and then using that instead. Buying clamps so I can clamp the wood and cut it myself and everything. But but yeah. If I make 1,000, I'll sell them for $10. If I make 2,000, I can sell them for $5. If I make 3,000, I can sell them for $3. With 3,000, I'll end up making 100 less, and that's fine ultimately, because it's still $9,000 rather than $10,000. That's fine, you know. But I would say it would only, depending on the planks and everything, or the size and how much one plank gets me. Um, it would be like maybe a day's worth of cutting, if not 2 days worth. And it depends on if I'm cutting all, like if I'm cutting all day, I could probably cut all of them all that day. And then I would simply spend like the rest of the month with my, like the rest of my time off throughout that month. Um, be it after work or before work or on my days off. Just cutting wood with the little cutting tools, pretty much. And that would just be, yeah, so, yeah. and depending on how many I can get done. If I can get if how depending on however many I can get done in a day. If I can get 100 done in a day, then 10 days I can get at least like 500 to 1,000 done, which means it shouldn't take more than like 2 months to get them all cut up. And yeah, I could get them all cut and everything and actually finished. Um, and maybe even spend a day sanding all of it so it looks good. But I don't know. It depends on how they come out if they're not sanded. But um, it shouldn't take like I'd say at max this entire venture should take like a month and a half. You know, a month and a half, pretty much. You know, and I'm kind of debating on what I really want to do with that money because I could use it and just go to a tax place and then just get all my taxes in order and like catch up on everything that happened or catch up on all my taxes from the last like however many years that I haven't paid them. From what I remember in terms of like doing taxes, I haven't done them since I left the military, and I left the military in like 2019, like 2019, 2020. Yeah, oh, like 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, 9, 10. Oh, no, that's like 6 years ago. Never mind, or 7 years ago. Yeah, on the upside, I've never made much money. It's always been like below 3K. And 3K, that was from Uber. That was from me doing DoorDash. I bet not Uber, but doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and everything. And luckily, every job that I've had, it's all been direct deposit. So I can track all of it through just my bank statements. I can just look at my bank statements. I can just track through my bank statements and see all of my different things. You know, I could even go through all of the entire history of everything that's been withdrawn and taken out and bought and sold. Or not sold, the fuck, bought and yeah, bought and withdrawn and deposited into my account, and then use that as well, and to give it to the tax people, and then they do it. Cause I don't know how to fucking do that shit. You know, I fucking don't. I just don't. You know. But yeah. And if I end up doing that, and depending on however much I have left over, I might just do the whole process again, sell more wood. Uh, if I do it again, I'll probably do more. I'll probably do like 5K um, blocks of wood and then sell those. Do a good or do $5 again probably, and then just make uh 50K or no 25K, not 50K. What the fuck, you know? And then just do that basically, and then obviously this would go into taxes for next year, pretty much. And I would have money to cover it, so that's good on the upside, for that. So it's good. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or what I could do is sell talismans, sell like little metal rectangular talismans, pretty much. You know, and I could sell them for like $2 each, would make like five times more, five times more, pretty much. Because depending on the shape of the rectangles, I could probably just cut those even more, make talismans from them, carve the front and backs of the wood. It'll be less carving, less sanding. Well, I guess it'll be the same amount because it'll just be more talismans, pretty much. But I don't know. It just depends. It depends. You know, it really depends. But I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Sorry, I'm yawning. Um, yeah, yeah. But that's it. That's kind of my just I guess thoughts for the day. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.